Hello friends, this is Khayyum Adwar. I am going to discuss about the Libya incident. The resident of Libya, Mr. Amer al-Mansour al-Gaddafi, a young man intending to perform Hajj, leaves his home and goes to the airport to depart to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. But since his surname is Gaddafi, there was some confusion in the immigration department at the airport. So a lot of time they took to clarify that, and after several clarifications and several rectifications, he was cleared. By that time, the boarding time was over and the flight was about to take off. And the pilot refuses to open the door because the time was over and it was about to take off, and he was left at the airport. He pleaded with the authorities to board him in the flight as his entire group, all his colleagues, were boarded. But the authorities were helpless as the pilot was not allowing him to reopen the door. And this young man, Amer, he said he will not leave the airport until and unless he is boarded the flight to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, from where he will proceed to Mecca to perform the Hajj, which is the fifth pillar of Islam. But the authorities were helpless, and he was waiting in the waiting hall, and so many people tried to convince him to go back to his house and let him try again after 2 or 3 days because all the flights were full. But he was not moving from the airport. He said, if Allah has called me, if Allah has invited me to perform Hajj, and if the authorities of Saudi Arabia have issued me the permit to perform Hajj, nobody could stop me from performing the Hajj and going to Mecca. After half an hour, the airport authorities receives a call from the pilot of the same flight that the flight has developed a snag, malfunction in the midair, and he was coming back to the same airport. Then he expressed his happiness and felt that this time he could board the flight. He requested the authorities to allow him to board the flight. The authorities even contacted the pilot. The pilot refused to open the door. He said, once it is closed, it is closed. I will not open the door for anybody on anybody's instructions. However, the engineers rectified the snag, and again the flight took off. He was back, means the young man, Amer, was back to the visitors' lounge again, and everybody was trying to convince him to go back to his house, but he is not at all moving from the airport. And see the miracle of the God. Again, for the second time, the same flight reports a malfunction in the midair, and the flight captain contacts the airport again, informs them that he is going to land again, so make him to land in the same Libyan airport and alert the engineers to rectify the snag. But this time, the pilot realizes and he announces in the flight through the mic, the public address system, the addressing the system of the passenger, that I swear that I will not leave the airport without boarding the passenger Amer al-Mansour this time. So there was a lot of applause and joy in the airport as well as in the flight. When the flight landed at the Libya airport, he was boarded with a very, very joyful applause, and so many people, the entire staff of the airport escorted him to the plane. And the pilot himself came out of the cockpit and he welcomed Amer. He was given his seat, and there was so much of joy among his colleagues who were already on the board. So everybody congratulated him, everybody thanked God for this miracle. And finally, after boarding Amer al-Mansour, the flight took off. and it safely landed at the destination, the Jeddah airport, where so many people have already come to know about this miraculous incident. He was given a rousing reception at the airport, and he himself thanked God and thanked the pilot and thanked all the airport authorities during his stay in Libya and during his efforts, and he thanked God that he has invited him and he has made his way to bring him to Makkah to perform Hajj. He is not a religious scholar, he is not a religious man, he is a common man. He doesn't look like any other personality, but he is a common man. And you see, this incident shows everybody is equal before the God. And whatever is happening, it's a miracle to show that without God's intention, nobody can perform Hajj. God invites to those who can go to the Hajj, and they are the blessed people on this earth. Thank you. See you all.